I want to talk to the motion. I know that the motion itself is specific to a verbal report for Transcona, but I thought this was a good opportunity to bring to light, because I think we need to do it more and more, the flooding that is happening in other areas of the city. We have provided a number of photos and videos now to the public service of houses in Charleswood that have sandbags around them. Water is at the door. There are driveways that are now underwater. And specifically following the drainage along there to where it is supposed to drain, it has all been covered over the years probably by soil and rock, so the water can't drain. So it's starting to back up all down Dieppe, and we have an issue along Buckingham where I think it's 6 or 7 neighbors now have their backyards are underwater. I visited one that I stood. I couldn't go in there, but the gentleman went in because he had hip waders for fishing, and it was up to his hip. Now I understand that drainage problems and the weather are consistent. And this year we've had some drastic weather. We've had a lot of snow this year, and it took a while for the ground to thaw, and it's not completely thawed. But we saw 2 accidents in the past 48 hours on Wilkes because of water coming over the road. People swerving or losing control or were trying to miss a couple of the potholes. One was an SUV yesterday that had water up to its windows while it was in the ditch. I don't fault anybody for what's happening today, but I urge my council colleagues to work with the department immediately to survey these areas, help where we can, but fix the problem when this is over. Since being on council, when I was elected in 2018, we started in November. I've been working with people along Buckingham who said eventually our houses are going to all be underwater. And now the reality is upon us. There have been drainage issues there, despite people going out to check it, despite varying opinions, we left it. Now we can see the lake that's formed. We can see that the drainage very clearly, and again, I have pictures, you can see them on my website, of where a lot of water for Dieppe and other places are to flow down to because we have a ditch system. And they're not. It's not. You can't get to that drain. That drain is higher. So that it is supposed to be able to drain into that to get across the road. I have residents calling me day and night. I spent the entire weekend driving around seeing what I could do to help and talking to residents. Most of them understood. They know that this is, we've had 3 Colorado lows each weekend. You can't predict that. You can't fight that. So what I'm asking is the public service to take note, especially what's happening on Dieppe, where I can show you pictures of 9 residences that no longer have a backyard, and at one point where the water is 4 feet deep. And it can't drain because the drain is above ground now and covered by, it looks like it's rock and sand over time. These things happen. But I really wish that my colleagues today can say to the public service, maybe one of you could move the motion, we need to take action on this and see if we can solve these problems during the summer. What do we have to do? Do residents have to change their grade because they've made a mistake? Does the city have to dig out? I would think the one drain that's where water can't get, I think that should be dug out tomorrow. I was going to take a shovel because if that could get cleared, that's going to release a lot of water along Dieppe that is damaging homes. And as I said, driveway is completely underwater. I went to one gentleman. He has 5 pumps going to the ditch. 70 years old, in better shape than me, mind you, but it was devastating. Devastating. And again, let's stay away from the blame game, but let's get smart. Let's get a plan together now. Let's get some people out there. Let's survey the area. Let's get some pictures. Do what we can to release the water. We know it will eventually go, but maybe there's something we can do to pull off a Band-Aid somewhere, or a plug, something, and then assess these critical areas. I know there's some in Transcona. I've heard talk of some of the retention ponds getting close to their level. That's a good thing. That means they're working, right? That the retention ponds are working. We don't have that opportunity in these areas of Charleswood. And I'm asking you on behalf of residents, please, please, let's look at this spring and summer. Please get out there now. They're not angry. They're not, carrying pitchforks and torches. They just want help, and they want the problem to go away. So I thank you for this time. And if I have to do anything to help the public service, and I have to go get more pictures, more video, I'm in. I'll borrow a canoe if I have to. So I just want these residents to get taken care of today, but more importantly, let's do the maintenance that needs to be done to ensure that this critical response doesn't happen again to flood. But on a final note, I want to apologize to all the residents of Charleswood. My wife and I were out. She went to one side of the road. She was talking in backyards. It was horrible. It was sad.